Going on vacation.
Hello?
Where are you right now, dude?
I'm in Brazil right now, bro. Are you here? Where are you?
Dude, that's so funny because I'm in Brazil as well.
What?
We took our favorite characters to London, to Venice, to Prague, New York.
Traveling the world, doing what we love, it's probably the most humbling thing to do.
We are sailing down the main canal in Venice, and we are shooting in the main square in Prague, and we are putting these very incredible characters in very incredible places. And it's amazing to see these characters operate with a backdrop that we all know and love.
Hey guys, we have another surprise.
It's Mr. Jake Gyllenhaal!
Mysterio is a cool new hero that's been recruited by Nick Fury because of a threat that's facing the world, and he teams up with Spider-Man.
The relationship between Spider-Man and Mysterio. It's not your average story. We are brothers in arms, we are a team, and we're teaming up to take down this crazy force, which is the Elemental. For me, it's just such a huge honor to get to do this a second time round, and in my opinion, this movie is way better than the first one. It's gonna be so crazy. We put a lot more time and effort into designing the stunts and making sure I could do as much as possible. And then I worked closely with my stunt doubles that we could create the coolest and most unique and most amazing version of this character we all know and love so well. Amazing thing about these films is the amazing people behind the CGI and the fantastically talented artists who do the CGI frame by frame, meaning that Jake and I can be on set. I'm Spider-Man right now, right? I'm Peter Parker, and I go, come on, Mysterio, let's go this way. And I'll run over and I'll jump, and then that's it. And they'll send us off into the sky. And there's a shot of Jake and me just sitting there like this. You good? And he's like, yeah.
Let's get out of here. You ready? Let's go. Let's get out of here. How's it?
We are Far From Home. We are in Indonesia, in Bali. We're at the fan event for Spider-Man Far From Home, and the turnout is amazing. The fans have been so wonderful, so supportive. So it's great to be here, and I'm so excited to share the movie with them. It's gonna be a really crazy roller coaster for people to go on. In this movie, we get to take Spider-Man and his friends to Europe, to beautiful Europe. We go to Venice, Prague, London, and we really get to see him in a new place, which is so wonderful.
For me, it's always about taking him out of his comfort zone and trying to show audiences something that they haven't seen before, you know? And we've seen a lot of Spider-Man swinging around New York City, so to get him out, not just of New York City, but to get him out of the United States and take him on this crazy European tour, just felt like it would be something fun to watch.
A lot of the scenes where we're, running from things or, crazy stuff is going down, there's a lot of really cool location shots that we were able to do. So it's pretty cool to be running away from and really being able to see the scenery of the Tower of London and the Tower Bridge, and it's really there because I'm really here, I don't know, it's just kind of being able to be in the real spaces, real time, is really fun.
You also have a great backdrop and all these opportunities for wonderful set pieces when, what happens when you're using the web shooter in Venice and the structures aren't office buildings in Manhattan, but they're instead, old world structures that might not have the same structural integrity. What happens when you're, traveling to places where you don't belong? How does that feel, even if you're not a superhero, even if you're just a student, having your eyes open to what the world is like in all different cultures and different settings and histories?
By going to these different places, we're representing different countries. We're representing Italy and Czech Republic and England, which for me, being able to represent my own city is a real honor.
I think he sees this window for him to be a regular kid closing as his world is getting more complicated, and that's what drives him to evaluate like what are the most important things in his life.
After the events of Infinity War and Endgame, he is a very different person. He's been through a lot, something that none of us can really relate to. And Spider-Man, to him, has become a bit of a chore. You know, he decides to sort of hang up the suit and go on holiday and enjoy his time with his friends and just be a young adult and be someone who's enjoying their life and learning who they are and finding out where they belong in the world.
He kind of understands he's not particularly ready for it, but he also needs to figure out or find out that it's not his choice anymore, that he has something that, you know, dictates that he becomes something more, that he has to accept.
I didn't think I was gonna have to save the world this summer. I know that makes me sound like such a jerk. I had this plan with this girl that I really like, and now it's all ruined.
I like you, Peter. You're a good kid.
He introduced this idea of Mysterio. I thought, wasn't he a bad guy, playing a villain and this and that? And he said no. And I thought, oh, that's an interesting take. And I just loved his take on Mysterio and his relationship with Peter Parker and Spider-Man, that they team up together and that they're friends, and that they share a similar history, and that's how they get so close so quickly. And I was really in that journey. Then I realized, particularly because the Mysterio costume is full with a lot of, you know, there's a fishbowl helmet and there's a history of the costume being this way or that way. I think a lot of people were really waiting to see what it would look like, but it is so beautifully crafted and so meticulously done. It's a really work of art, and it was incredible to wear that on my body. It gave me more than half of my character and a tremendous confidence in this scene in this world, and all of a sudden everything made sense when I put it on.
The thing we were building up in the first movie was just her being smart and suspicious, and always sort of like spying on him and watching him. And the question was always, is it because she likes him, or is it because she thinks that he's Spider-Man? And so I really wanted to build off of that, where he's interpreting it as, I see her like looking at me and I think that that means that she likes me and I like her back, and I just gotta, you know, find out if that's true.
He obviously likes her, and what I think is cool is everybody's expecting there to be like, you know, oh, you know, MJ goes through this makeover and now she's the popular girl and now Peter likes her, and that's not what happens here. Is really, you know, Peter likes her for exactly who she is and all the little quirks and the weird things that make her MJ.
Interestingly enough, Nick Fury says, yeah, I used to know everything, now I know nothing. So he's trying to figure out where he's popped back into the world. He knows that the Avengers aren't anymore, and that there has been a tragedy, and Tony Stark has told him that this kid is the answer. And he's kind of charged with finding out if that's true or not.
To be able to just draw from this extremely rich library of films and just pick your favorite characters and put them all together and see what happens, you know, you just feel like, you know, it's like a fan's dream come to life.
To play Spider-Man is a lot, I would think, for someone, because you are holding a myth within something at the same time trying to make something your own, uniquely. And Tom is a deeply physical actor, and his instincts come really from the ground up, from literally his feet up, and I am amazed by that.
In Homecoming, with it being a lighthearted film, with it being a funny film, but without sacrificing the emotion or the drama that superhero films warrant, you know? And I think this film does that in a stronger way, because it's funnier than the first one, but the stakes are higher and it's more emotional, so it's bigger and better in every way possible.
you.